All right, guys, all these green energy projects are starting to fall apart, and the Federal Reserve is about to put a wrench in our economy's gears. Stay tuned. So, City Council in Huntington Beach, California, just decided to scrap their plans for 100% renewable energy. Now, there were several reasons for this, and they cited transparency concerns with the energy company and that the price of the energy was going to skyrocket. So, because of that, they voted 4-3 to scrap the project. Now, in Australia, you just had the Australia Asian Power what did they call it? The Australia Asian Power Link. And there were two billionaires that were working on this project in Australia to basically have the world's largest solar farm in northern Australia and then send the cables from that solar farm to Singapore. Well, the initial estimate for the project was $13 billion. And then through further analysis, they found out it was actually going to be like $24 billion. And so they threw a fit over this, decided to scrap the project. So, all of this green energy, all of these green energy projects are showing and proving to be far, far more expensive than initially estimated. So these billionaires are saving their money. They're deciding to do something else instead. And just like California, just like Huntington Beach, you can safely assume that we're going to start going back to what makes sense. Coal, petroleum, and things like that. At least that's what the investors would want to do. But the Federal Reserve and the bankers are not going to let it happen. Why do I say that? The Federal Reserve just sent out a notice to several banks in the United States requiring them to do a risk assessment for their ability to respond to climate change crises like hurricanes and major hail damage or riots that might occur because of high emission production facilities that the banks give loans to. So there's several banks like Bank of America, JP Morgan, Wells Fargo that are required to submit their risk analysis in July to the Federal Reserve. And this is supposed to deal with their ability. This is supposed to, let the Federal Reserve know what they think is their ability to deal with massive insurance claims, property damage, and things like that, which are directly related to climate change. So if there's a major hurricane somewhere and all the property that they hold in one city gets destroyed, are they going to be able to make payments on the insurance claims? Obviously, the answer is going to be no, they're not going to be able to do all that. And so this kind of thing is what's going to be used to justify these carbon taxes. So because this assessment is going to be submitted in July, That's when you're going to start seeing more of these mandates and requirements for carbon taxes to be issued, right? Because they're gonna use that as justification. Well, hey, the banks are not going to be able to deal with this kind of scenario, and this kind of scenario is now highly likely, so we need to offset the risk somehow. And the way to offset the risk is by forcing everybody to pay these carbon credits or these carbon taxes or whatever. And so what you're going to see now is the Security Exchange Commission is going to require these companies that take loans from the banks to disclose their carbon footprint or whatever, right? And that's how it looks like it's going to be done, guys. And it looks like it's going to be done this year. So in the middle of this year is when all this stuff is going to start taking place. I know it's been a while since I posted anything. YouTube gave me a strike because I was talking about dioxin. Apparently, they don't like the fact that people talk about dioxin and how it destroys your immune system and things like that. Obviously, you can tell I don't care about a strike. What's more important to me is getting important information to you. So please, guys, help support my channel. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and as always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.